Good afternoon and welcome back to The Counselor. And I am your host, Sheldon Stovall. Thanks so much for tuning in. I'm noticing that subscribers are building, my audience is building, and we're going to be continue our conversation about substance abuse. And we have someone here that would like to share their story. How are you today?
Hi, my name is Jim Wan. I'm out of East Hampton, Mass. And I've been using heavy drugs for the last 4 months in a bus accident.
Okay.
And I am clean now.
Wow, congratulations. So how long have you been clean?
I've been clean about a month.
About a month,
Yeah.
okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So as you know, we're talking about substance abuse.
Yeah.
And our audience, as we know, is very young. We have listeners and watchers are between 18 and 24.
Yeah.
And so part of the reason why we're doing this is we want to kind of educate them on the mistakes that we've made.
Sure, because there's stuff, anything I can do to help.
Correct.
I will talk about.
So when did you get started? Like when did you, what age were you when you first began using?
I think I was 11, 5th grade when I first started smoking pot.
Okay.
And then later on, I just smoked pot. I had a few Heinekens here and there, like 13, 14.
So 13, 14. How did you get it? How did you get the drinks?
Very easy. One of my friends, he was 14 years old. He looked old enough. They gave him, he got a fake ID, and he'd go to a package store where they'd serve him.
So, yeah.
Yeah. And,
it's that easy, right?
yeah.
Okay.
And then 15, 16, I found women and booze, and I ran with it.
And you were lost in it from then?
Yeah. And I wasn't doing heavy drugs then. I was drinking a lot. I was drinking a lot of wine, a lot of beer.
Okay.
And in 1983, I had a bad car accident because I was drunk. I had 3 cases of beer in the back.
Wow.
I hit a car head on doing 70 miles an hour in my Mustang. I flipped it end over end, and I really got messed up. I hit my face on the steering wheel. I split my head right open. I was blood and brain matter was leaking out on Route 5.
Wow.
My girlfriend, who was behind me, she was scalped. They took her scalp off. So they put that back on. It wasn't all the way off, but it was hanging off.
So you had someone else in the car when you were drinking and driving?
My best friend in the front seat. The transmission came through the floor and broke his leg in 3 places and broke his arm up here, his shoulder.
My.
And my cousin, who was in the back seat, grabbed onto him so he wouldn't go through the windshield.
Oh, my.
And he broke his ankle.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how old were you around that time?
I was 17.
Okay.
Yep.
So you began to start using at 13. That was your first, you started smoking marijuana.
11.
11.
Yep.
And again, you got it from friends,
Yep.
right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you start at 14 drinking. You start drinking a little bit here and there.
A little bit here and there.
And then it started increasing. You started drinking more and more.
And that's because I found women.
Yes. a lot of us.
I'm truthful, I'll tell you.
Yeah, a lot of us, that's our downfall, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so as you started progressing, now you're not even 21 yet.
No.
And you're fully already into alcohol and using drugs.
Yeah.
So when did you first start using hardcore drugs? Like when
I
did
was
that?
about 24.
And-
I found cocaine.
Cocaine? Okay.
I was working 12-hour shifts and 3 days on, 2 days off, 2 days on, 3 days off.
Okay.
And I would I'd buy quite a bit, and it was cheap because I knew the guy.
Okay.
I worked with him.
Okay.
He was a dealer.
Dealer.
I'd go over his house and he'd have a mound of it, or a Super Bowl or anything, like maybe half a kilo on the table and just help yourself.
Wow.
Yeah.
And so obviously you started growing from there,
Yeah.
right? So as you move forward throughout your life, now these decisions you made when you were young and about start using drugs.
Yeah.
And so what we were talking about before on this couple of episodes ago is that we make decisions at 15 that determine the rest of our life.
Yes, you got to make smart choices,
Right.
because I did not.
So when you're 15, if you're 15, did you ever thought that right now at your age, you would just now be deciding to become clean?
Absolutely not.
Exactly. And that's the thing that we're working on right now.
Yeah.
And so if you had a chance to tell some of these younger people that are listening to the show, what would you tell them at, thinking about it right now at 15,
Well, I'll tell
16?
you right, for one thing, if I didn't do drugs and drinking, I'd have that wife, 4 kids. I'd be living in Maui. I'd be living a nice black beach from the volcano ashes, and I'd be set for life.
Yes.
Because my dad had a garage, and I wanted to go out and drinking with the women instead of working it.
Correct.
And he sold it, and I would be a multimillionaire if I had that
Oh,
garage
yeah.
right now.
Definitely.
And like I say, I'd be retired with my girl Steph, and have 4 kids. I'm living on Maui.
Yes.
That was my dream, and it's not going to come true. Instead, I'm living in a camper now. My friend, we had a house with two roommates, a couple. They were both using, and I lived with them for 3 years. I didn't use anything.
Okay.
I was smoking a little crack then here and there, and that was very easy to get. And then I had the bus accident, and my friend Scott said, "Hey, you want to do a little ripper?" I did a little ripper, and my back felt fantastic.
A ripper meaning?
A little bit of heroin.
Heroin,
which
okay.
is not heroin. It's pure fentanyl.
Correct.
Heroin is black, dark. This stuff is pure white.
Correct.
Pure fentanyl.
Yes, and I'm glad you said that. We were talking about that yesterday.
Yep.
So this substance, fentanyl, is now kind of running things now. Yes. And I remember back in you're about my age. They were trying to get rid of heroin at one point in this country.
Yeah.
Right? You remember, like in the 1940s or 50s, they were like trying to, like they were going after the gangs.
Yeah, that's when it was legal, right?
Correct. And now you can't even find heroin anywhere.
Yeah.
You can't. Yeah. It's gone. It's all fentanyl now.
Let me see. Like 20 years ago, I had a gorgeous girlfriend.
Yeah.
She wanted to do heroin. We'd go over to Palmer and get it.
Yeah.
And it cost $100 for a
bundle.
Or a bundle.
Yeah.
Well, pack. I can't even remember. I don't even want. It was 10 bags.
Yep.
And that was $100, and I'd get the coke, she'd get the heroin. We'd do speedballs, and that lasted for about 3 months. I couldn't do it no more because I couldn't sleep.
Correct.
And I had to work. She didn't. She had 3 kids to raise.
Okay. Yeah.
But when she went, I quit that like no problem.
Wow. So you let that go.
Out, yep.
Correct. Okay.
I had no problem getting off of the heroin.
Yeah.
But this fentanyl, oh my God, it took me over a month to get it out of my system.
Correct. So would you end up having to go to detox?
No, I did. I went over here to Clean Slate.
Okay.
They gave me
Suboxone.
Mm-hmm. And they said, "Oh, you got to come back tomorrow and take the Suboxone." I couldn't even get out of bed.
Okay.
So I just got up and took the Suboxone. It did nothing for me, so I got up by myself.
Okay. That's good.
Oh, it was terrible. I had some bags. I'd lick the bags, and it'd make me fall asleep for a couple hours. I'd wake up soaking wet.
Yep.
Yep. Have to change all my clothes, throw a new sheet on, and that'd be 2 or 3 nights a week for 35 days. And I got a friend who's been doing it for 3 years every day, and he's still hung up in his room for 3 months.
Wow.
Trying to drag him out.
Yeah.
To get back to work. He's a great mechanic. I love the guy to death, and he's just hurting. So
you said that you've been clean about a month.
Yeah.
So what made you finally decide at 57 to get clean?
Well, actually, I was spending $400 or $500 a week on it. It depends, about $1,200, maybe $1,400 a month.
Yeah.
And that was all profit in my pocket. I was selling cars left and right and making money, and I'm like, this is stupid.
Correct.
Well, I mean, the stuff I would do a little one, and I didn't do a lot.
Yeah.
I didn't overdo it. When I needed for my back, I would do it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't go whole like my friend. He was going through maybe $3,000, maybe $4,000 a month.
Yeah.
And so, I maintained myself. And you do a little one of that fentanyl, and my back felt fine. I come down, do work, no problem.
Yeah.
And
fentanyl is a pain medication. It's an opiate.
It's the devil, right? I'll tell you.
It is, but
they dragon or whatever. But
the doctors.
It's a pain medication.
Yes, the doctors use it. Say you have a surgery, and they have to cut you open. All right, that's going to be very painful for you when you come out of the surgery.
What's the surgery for?
No, I'm saying that's what people use fentanyl for. The doctors use fentanyl with surgeries.
And then you go on.
After a surgery, and then they'll wean you off from it, but that's going to help you with the intense pain.
Yeah.
So why do people think it's okay to put it in, just take it randomly?
It makes you feel like Superman. I'm telling you.
Correct.
I mean, I'm off of it now, and I drink a coffee, and I feel the same way.
Yep, correct.
So, I mean, but my back is hurting pretty much. And I'm just dealing with it. I'm going through therapy.
Yeah.
I'm taking gabapentin right now, which is non-narcotic.
Correct.
But I'm eating these things like 20 a day.
Yeah. So you're obviously in a lot of pain.
Yeah. So.
And so, is your doctor? I mean, are you going to a doctor?
Yes,
I
I'm
mean,
going to the doctor.
okay, so doctor's
I got an
something.
appointment the 21st and then the 24th. I'm either he's going to put me on some kind of painkiller or I'm going to have to go through surgery.
Okay.
You know?
What I would suggest, if you don't mind, is do you have a therapist right now or
Yes,
a
yes,
counselor?
But I stopped going to her because she would adjust my back and it hurt worse than if she just left it alone. So she says I'm beyond repair.
Oh, I'm sorry, a substance abuse counselor. Do you have one?
No, sorry.
All right. So what I would like to do is suggest that you get yourself connected, or if you want to stay for a few minutes, we can connect you with a substance abuse counselor.
I've been through AA.
Yeah.
I've been through substance abuse. I've been through. I had a drunk driving back in 2015. I did 5 years in prison.
Mm-hmm.
I did a bunch of programs. I'm done.
You're done.
The only thing that you're going to stop is it's your choice. If you don't want to stop, you're not gonna.
Correct.
If you want to stop, you do it because freaking this stuff is the devil.
Correct. And so the reason why I would suggest that you get yourself a counselor is because this is a long time that you've been using, right? Since 13 to age 57. So it's a lot of it's in your mind. It's how your mind copes with whatever you're dealing with, right? So now you have to learn how to start coping without using or turning to a substance.
Yes.
Go ahead.
It's in my head. I will never use that stuff again.
Yes, and I'm looking at you, and I believe you.
You know, if I need somebody, I could call the hotline.
Correct.
And I suggest for younger people to get counseling.
Correct.
Because,
Correct.
They're going to live a life of hell like I have.
Yes.
Until 57. Stop now while you're young.
Yes.
It's the devil, and it's not even worth it.
It's not
even close to worth it.
It's not.
Nope.
And we did a study when I was in college. The average person that's on heroin spends $1 million.
Yeah.
In 3 years.
And I did 3 months, and like I say,
You went through a lot of
all my
money.
profits were going.
Correct.
I had a hard time paying my rent. I had to borrow $1,000 to pay my rent.
Yes.
And I'm not going to do that when I can make it.
Correct. And so what we want to do is get you set up once this show is completed.
Yeah, sure.
We want to
All
sit
right.
down and talk with you and get you set up with a counselor.
I'll give it a try.
Okay, good. Because that's what's going to start helping you kind of start dealing with things without the use of drugs.
Yeah.
Okay? Mm-hmm. All right. I want to say thanks for coming. I appreciate
Okay,
this.
thank you
I know
very
that
much. It was good meeting you.
it was really hard, but you made it through it, and
Yeah, not a problem.
it wasn't that bad.